Hi, my name is Peter Turkstra. While I know most of you, I would like to provide you a briefing, an open letter to all of you and your families. This may be a bit choppy as I work from my laptop with a camera. This is a lengthy update, but we'll try to break it into chapters. I want to start by thanking you for what you do every day. Our jobs are complicated enough without looming trade wars and the instability they entail. We'll discuss how we have handled previous challenges and what lies ahead. We should address the tariff risks in real life, focusing on the impacts we expect they will have on you, your families, and Turkstra Lumber. As Turkstra Lumber has survived severe periods, I'm providing a historical perspective and my 2 cents. 1979, 1980, and 2009, 2010 are the two most recent examples. In 1980, construction came to a complete standstill. 2009, 2010 was different because we were busy, but lumber and commodity prices collapsed. If this happens again, a continued drop in volume or price deflation will be a disaster for our industry. While recessions are never fun, we've always found a way to survive. A bit of history. Turkstra Lumber was founded by my grandfather, Peter Turkstra, a Dutch immigrant. Many don't know he was in his 50s when he started the company. From humble beginnings, he worked as a farmer, a baker, in the egg industry, and as a contractor. In 1953, he got on a train and went to Western Canada to try and buy a truck of lumber. As luck would have it, he sat next to a banker who heard his story and no doubt felt his passion. When he came to Canada, he had nothing. He also stopped speaking Dutch, as he was proud to be Canadian. Now, that doesn't mean he wasn't Dutch. It just meant he was Dutch Canadian. If anything, he immediately sponsored many others to come to Canada, many of whom started businesses of their own and have become the fabric of our communities. He started one branch from a dream that may never have become a reality. We have adapted and survived several severe recessions. While it is never enjoyable, we persevere, focusing on what we do well. In terms of business, Peter had a saying: "When I eat, they feast. When I starve, they eat." By this statement, he implied that the employees' welfare came first. This commitment to our employees also extends to charitable giving in the communities where we live and work. Even during the recessions, we supported charitable causes. If anything, the need will be greater. Let's talk about great people. Over the years, we've grown to 11 branches, manufacturing plants, a trim and door hardware specialty division, an industrial division, and the design center. In 2024, we added a world-class e-commerce website. While our products have evolved, our commitment to supporting our customers has remained unchanged. Great service, great products, and always on the level relationships. What is the one consistent factor that separates successful businesses? Great people. Some of you have been here for 40 years, and some are new. We hope each of you recognizes that you work with extraordinary teammates and a culture based on health and safety, servicing our customers, and supporting each other. During COVID, we could not be prouder of your commitment to serving our customers during very difficult times. I have an expression that we would crawl through glass for our customers. And given the nature of the snow this year, you pretty much have. We're fortunate to have so many great people working for and with us. Thank you. The current market reality. Now the sobering part. These tariffs could not arrive at a worse time. Simply put, the cost of housing is too high. The municipalities are difficult and unfocused, and retail consumers are laden with debt. Our governments are absolutely a big part of the problem, with rising permitting costs, distribution charges, land transfer, and HST. Over 25% of the price of a new home has nothing to do with the material construction costs or all the wages or subtrades associated with the trades that went into building it. While the municipality of Vaughan has slashed development charges, I'm unaware of any other municipalities taking this step, and they should. While new home construction is by far the largest employer in Ontario, municipalities have used our industry like a piggy bank. It's very sad. We do not know the true impact of the tariffs, but we fear that our weakened housing market may only worsen. Unfortunately, post-COVID sales for new home construction, renovation, and retail were already decreasing. When folks like Canadian Tire sound the alarm, it indicates a slowdown in broader spending. The situation is sad, but it is the reality. Add to that we are now afraid, and that may lead to further spending decreases. Now a bit of philosophy. Our competitors are not our enemies. Like us, they employ people and support families. While some of their corporations are based in the US, the people who work in Canada are Canadian. Our goal should not be to defeat them, but to survive another recession and emerge stronger. In the end, the customers will decide if we're successful. Our margins are so slim that service and quality are the true differentiators. What is more important than winning a trade war is hoping that the government will fix our housing supply and that interest rates continue to fall. Also, people need money to shop, and the carbon taxes certainly didn't help. Now, on to the 2025 projection. So what does this mean for 2025? In terms of our guiding principles, we all need to support each other. By we, the greater we. Each time asking, what can we do to help? Within Turkstra itself, with our customers, some of which are really struggling right now. Supporting our product vendors, the same ones that supported us through COVID. We have over 200 plus product vendors, ranging from lumber to hardlines. The vast majority are Canadian. Also supporting our other suppliers and trades that depend on our volume. We have over 150 businesses that rely on our volume and success. They range from those who maintain our vehicles to those who clean carpets and do many other things that keep us ticking. Except for technology tools, they are all 100% local. Our e-commerce platform is Shopify, which of course is also Canadian. As for local charities, they'll be under even more pressure than usual. In 2025, we designated 115 plus charities that receive support, supporting the communities our branches serve. We also need to support all local businesses as they will need help. Restaurants, service organizations, and other retailers. Personally, with any decisions you can make to support Canadian-made products. The grocery store and the LCBO have many excellent Canadian choices. You would be surprised by the impact you can make. Honestly, if each of you converted to Canadian products, the cumulative effects would really surprise you. In terms of our relationship with the US, are the threats a bluff? Are they a negotiating tactic? Why did President Trump, posture about fentanyl and illegal immigration from Canada? Both accusations are false. What caused President Trump to violate a trade agreement he approved in 2018, in his first term? The issue is that many Americans watch one station, and many of them believe their president, even when he postures or exaggerates. While a trade war is definitely headed our way, we should remember it is being driven by a change in the US president, not necessarily how all Americans feel. Donald Trump received less than 50% of the popular vote. Time will tell if the tariffs backfire on the US and that they drive inflation. Also, Canadian tourism to the US is collapsing, which may spread to the world, reducing their visits to the US. This will be a major blow to many states. You can't go around punching people in the nose and then asking them to come as a tourist for a visit. At the same time, many, including many Republicans, oppose the tariff philosophy. If these policies drive inflation and affect the stock market, the US may change their action. If Canada, as promised, responds with countervailing duties, then the US supply chain and many US manufacturing jobs will be impacted. This is not popular with the average US citizen, who has also been struggling with inflation. Of course, the wild card is President Donald Trump. If he reacts to countervailing duties with more duties, this may start a ripple effect that will cripple our economy and severely damage theirs. Like the hockey series, the best solution would be a few fights initially, ending with a handshake at the end. Remember, civility matters. After all, we are Canadian. Now, our own issues in Canada. My own personal 2 cents. This is a chance to reset Canada and some ridiculous internal provincial practices. We should remind ourselves that we never got around to approving and building our pipelines coast to coast, that we have interprovincial tariffs of our own, and that every new townhouse, home, or renovation project is slammed with very high fees by our own municipalities. On a townhouse, government fees and taxes can exceed 25 to 30%. The municipalities are literally killing construction. This municipal and government greed level should frustrate you as it directly limits our success. We live in a vast country, and yet land availability is limited. How so? As a result, prices are too high. Not only just new homes, but rent has also skyrocketed. The very officials we hired to manage our municipalities have been punch drunk on development charges. Instead, they should have focused on any form of fiscal management. It is not sustainable for government costs to outpace the growth of entrepreneurs and businesses. It is simply not sustainable. But we're living with this situation now. It's perilous and scary. In terms of our day-to-day, what are we to do? We will continue to focus on customer service, the one area we can control, with excellence and commitment to our customers. Our purchasing department will, of course, seek out Canadian products. We will double down on finding alternative product sources and do our best to support Canadian people further. We will still continue with our projected capital projects as we can't stand still. We also need to spread the word and amp up our online e-commerce site. Combined with real people to help fill baskets, we are in a space by ourselves. Throughout, we will keep your health and safety as our top priority. Now, in terms of your job positions, we have no intentions of a wholesale layoff or cut in 2025. My commitment to you and your families remains unchanged, but we are not immune from market conditions. Answered differently, we are not cutting back on general staffing levels in 2025. However, until we understand the impact of the tariffs, we are imposing a hiring freeze. Other than critical hiring, our focus is on our existing employees. The same goes for wages. They will remain frozen at current levels until we know where we are headed. We will, as committed, contribute to the deferred profit sharing plan with the next installment due in April. You've consistently proven yourselves to be flexible, and thank you. If necessary, you may be asked to perform different functions entirely, or work at a different branch or division. Again, if necessary, we may also reduce hours as a team to focus on the employment of all employees. My final perspective. We should remember, after all, this is a trade war. We're fortunate to live in the wonderful country we know as Canada. We are inclusive, enjoy 4 seasons, and have a history of being great neighbors. We're welcomed wherever we travel in the world. My heart goes out to the Ukrainians and others who wake up every day with fear for their families and bombs landing on their heads. A horror that most Canadians can't imagine. To quote a great song, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Again, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for all you do each day. Take care. Peter.